Okay, hello students. Here, this is lesson number 6, Algebra 2, Unit 3, and this is about square root. Let's compare equation with squares and square roots. And I understand that square root symbol means positive square root. So in this case, we will consider only positive square root. Now let's please straight away solve the practice problem. And this is the very first problem, and it is about select all the solutions to let's see, there is a x square plus 7. Now that means we need to know what this means. What is the value of x that when you multiply itself gives you 7? So that's all it means. So we need to plug in something here. So for one option is we can put 7 square root of 7, and square root of 7 will be this, because last time we have seen square root of a times square root of a is a. Or also we can think of negative square root of 7. Negative square root of 7 also will give you 7, because two negatives make it positive. So x takes the value not only just square root of 7, but x also takes minus square root of 7. Now what this means is, if I want to, what does x square on the left side? X square is, if I write one equation, y equals x square, that's like it is a graph. The graph of x square is a upward parabola, concave up, and then the 7, that means 1 is 1, 2 is 4, so this is 4, and 3 will be 9 somewhere here. So 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1 maybe. This is 4 and this is 9. Now the question is, where does the graph cross 7? So if this is 9, somewhere here will be 7. And you can see this is where it crosses twice. So we want to know where the graph. So the geometrical understanding is, this is that square root of 7, and this is that square root of 7, and which is between square root of 7 is between square root of 9 and square root of 4. That is 2. Square root of 7 is 3. So this number is between 2 and 3. So if this is 2 and this is 3, somewhere here is the, so understanding, not just solving. So if you want to do the right way, of course, this I showed how to go about, but if you want to solve this, the right way to do will be, so if x square is 7, we can remember directly, this is called square root function, is we write x is plus and minus square root of 7. So this is a direct formula. That means if you have x square is b, so always remember x is plus minus square root of b. So this is how you remember. And then the two answers are x is square root of 7 and the other one is plus 7, and you're done. So this is how you go about. So in this problem, there are two answers, this and this are the solution to this equation. And I showed also how on the graph, the blue parabola crosses the red line. This is the equation of y equals 7. So this one has two equations. One is this and the other one is 7. So we want to know when is these two equations cross each other, intersect. When is x squared equals 7? And you can see those are the 2 points. One is square root of, this is the one. So square root of 7 is 7. And this is minus square root of 7 is 7. And I hope that makes sense. Let's move to the second. So in this example, there are three problems, A, B, C. Find the solutions to each. So the first one is x squared equals 9. And we have seen that this can be written as plus minus square root of 9, which is plus minus 3. And the two answers are x is minus 3 and x equals plus 3. It's the same type of problem where you have a like this. And we want to know when is this crossing the 9, let's say. That's all it means. The second part is square root of x is 3. So under the radical sign, remember this x has to be always, x is always positive. So the domain is always positive. You cannot have x negative here. Now the answer outside is plus plus, so we need to have, there will be only one answer to this, and the only option can be what number So 3 times this 3 which is there is 3 times 3. So what should be x? It has to be 9 because what number multiply itself to get 9 is 3. That's all it is. But remember, this is going to be plus. So square root of root 9. If you want to know the graphical representation, what is square root? What does square root of x? We have seen earlier classes that the graph of is something like this. And we want to know when is this graph equals to 3. So suppose there is 1, 2, and 3. So this is how it is. They cross each other. So that means this is 9. So 9 comma 3. So this is the only one point which this equation satisfies when x equals 9. In the second case, square root of x is minus 3. And you can see this graph is this, but the minus 3 will be at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. So this graph, blue, green graph, and the red graph, they never cross each other. So this part, so that means there is no solution. In other words, the outside is plus. This is the left side is plus, and the right side is minus. So that itself is wrong. Is not possible. And that's why we say this one does not have no solution. But question number 3 is, if C is positive, how many solution does this have? So it means, remember the formula is we can write this as plus minus square root of C. So there are two answers. One is minus square root of C and the other one is plus square root of C. But the difference between A and B is C is positive, so this is positive. How many solution does this have? So square root of x equals some positive. It could be, let's put it like a 5 maybe. So how many solution? Now this is already plus, so it is only one solution because there is a plus sign here. It means that the only possible for this case, this square root of 25 will give you plus 5 because it's already plus 5. So if I want to write this equals, let's say if I want to write 16, not 64, the only option is plus square root of 16 will give you plus 4. That's all this means. See? So different examples. That means plus square root of x equals c, and c is positive. Then there is only one solution here, that is plus square root of x. So there will be only one solution because it's already plus here. So question number 4 is saying, suppose that a friend missed a class and never learned what is this means, right? So use exponent rules. Your friend would already know. So how to calculate this now? 37 raised, so you have this part parenthesis and raised to 3. It means it is multiplied. 37 1/3. You multiply 3 times. So this means 37, 37. So that goes 37 raised to 1/3 and also again 37 raised to 1/3. So that means the base is 37. So I write 37 only once, and 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, which is 37 raised to 1, and that is 37. So that takes care of this and explain why this means that this is the cube root of 37, because now see this is that what you multiply 3 times. It's like b times b times b is let's see, c, it means b raised to 3 is c, then b is cube root of c. So that's exactly, so when you multiply this part 3 times, that means one of this is the cube root of 37, exactly like how you have this part. So if you have, so in other words, let's say if I have 3 raised to, let's say 2 raised to 3 is 8, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So, and also we write 2 is cube root of 8, because what number multiply itself 3 times to get 8, and the answer is 2. So likewise here we say this 37 over 3 is the cube root of 37, because if you multiply this itself 3 times, you get 37. It's the same thing saying why cube root of 8 is 2 is because 2, when you multiply itself 3 times, you get 8. That's why cube root of 8 is is 2. So how do we evaluate 8 raised to 5 or 3? So one thing we can do is 8 is same as 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 raised to 3. So we can write 8 as replace. This is 5 over 3, and 8 can be replaced by 2 raised to 3. And then you can use the formula a raised to m. This is power of power. We can multiply like this way. So this will be 2 raised to 3 times 5 third, which is same as this is divided by 1. So you can see this is same as 5 because this 3 divides. The 3 over 3 is 1. And 2 raised to 5 is 30 when you're done. The sixth question is right. Each expression using exponents. So without using exponents, that means you want to write them in the radical form. So let's write in the radical 5 raised to 2 over 3. We can write this as 5 raised to 1 third and raised to square, which is same as cube root of 5. And there you go. Or you could also write this as 5 square raised to 1 third, and that also could be written as cube root of 5 square, and that 5 square is 25. Because they want you to have without exponents, so now you don't have no more exponents, see? So here there is exponent, so this won't help. So this is the right way to do. The next problem, first we'll write down b raised to minus m is same as 1 upon b raised to plus. So negative exponent property says that this could be written with the plus sign. So I can drop this and write it as 1 over 4 raised to 3 over 2. And then we can write this as 1 over 4 halves and the 3 outside. And let's see why. This could be written as cube stays the same, and this is square root of 4, and square root of 4 is 2, and 2 cube is 1 over 8, and then you're done. So no exponent here. So the question was asked without using the exponent. So this time I use the half. So you want to get away with the, because you know the square root of 4 is going to be 2, and this is how you do the problem number. Lesson number 7 is about, let's see what happens when we square each side of the equation, and I can solve equation by squaring or finding square root. So gonna do directly go to the practice problem. So lesson number 7, the first problem. One student solved equation 5x squared equals 45, and these are the steps shown. So this is what is given. So the next step, he divided by 5. I think he divided by 5 here. So he divided by 5. And this 5 crosses out, and 5 divides 45 9 times. Okay, he gets this correct. And then he says x is 3. So do you agree with Noah? Explain your reasoning. So is this the only answer? Like, so when you square, what number goes here? And you can see we have seen in the earlier lesson that not just plus 3, because plus 3 times plus 3 is 9, and also minus 3 times minus 3 also is 9. So that should have been two answers. So one is x equals 3, and the other one is x equals. So he missed this, the second one. That's all you're supposed to write your own English, explain your reasoning. Find the solutions of each. So let's see, first equation is given. We have to solve this. So to solve for x, it's better to have only square root on the left side. So somehow you want to have square. You don't want any number before. Just you don't have 3 here, or you don't want anything minus 5 here. So somehow you only want the square. So the best way to do this is subtract 7 first on both sides. So when you subtract 7, so this goes away and you get square root of this equals minus 2. Now, if you see this is a square root, which is in the beginning there is a plus sign, and on the right side there is a minus sign. So you can't have a plus on the left and the minus. There will be no solution. There is no solution here. But you can find an extraneous solution. What is extraneous solution means? even though it doesn't make sense in real form, but we can still square both sides. So this is called square both sides. So when you do this, you get square root of x plus 4 and you square. So this, so square root and square are inverse of each other. So you're left with x plus 4 and minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4 and you get subtract 4, x equals 0. And that's called extraneous solutions. So even though if you plug this in, if you plug this x equal to 0 here, it is root of 0 plus 4 and plus 7 equals 5. This whole thing is square root of 4, which is 2 plus 7 is 5. And then you are saying 9 is 5, and this is false. So that's why this is not a solution, even though it looks like it is correct. And the second problem is first add 2 both sides. So we get square root of 47 minus x equals 6. And now square both sides. So when you square both sides, square and square root will go away. And you get 47 minus x equals 36. Subtract 47 both sides. And you get minus x equal negative 11. And dividing by minus 1, x equals negative 11. You can also plug this right here. And you will end up getting the same answer. I made a mistake here. This should be negative 11 and 2 negative makes positive, right? So this is positive. So if you plug that positive, this x equals 11 right here, you get square root of 47 minus 11 and then minus 2 is 4. So this will be 36. This will be 36. And that is 6 minus 2 equals 4. So this is 4 and that is 2. Now, in this case, you will see there's a fraction. So we need to be very careful with this. So there's a fraction here, square root of 20 plus x. The first thing is what I'll do is multiply 5 both sides. So we don't want that fraction. So multiply 2 both sides. So this 2 goes away and you're left with square root of 20 plus x equals 10 and then square both sides. So when you square both sides, you get 20 plus x equals 10. And now you are squaring both the sides. So this will be 20 plus x because square root and this is inverse of each other, which gives 60. If it is square root of 9, you just cross it out and you get 3. So this equals 100, 10 times 10, and then subtract 20, 80. And you're done. You can also check whether your answer is correct by plugging this 80 right here. You get 20 plus 80 equals 5, and this becomes 100, and square root of 100 is 10, and half of 10 is 5, and that is true. What is the solution of this equation? So first is subtract 13, and then this becomes 5 minus x equals minus 9, and you can see this is plus and this is, so there's no solution. First of all, there is no solution, but you could be asked what is the extraneous solution, which does not make the equation true, but looks like as if it is a solution. So we're squaring both the side. So if you square this both side, so you'll end up getting 5 minus x equals negative 9 times negative 9 is 81, and if you subtract 5, you get negative x equals 76, and then dividing by negative 1, so you get x equals 76. So this is extraneous solution, because if you put this 76 right here, you'll get inside a negative, you'll get square root of negative 71, which is 5 minus 76 is square root of negative 71, and that's not possible in under the radical sign. So I hope that takes care. So question number, select all the expressions that are equal to this one. So this could be written in different way. Look at one thing is, remember the b raised to m over n is nth root of b raised to m, or you can also write it as nth root of b raised to m. So we can write this expression as two different ways. One is this part could be written as 1 over 2 raised to, because there's a 2 here, see this 2, so it means it is 2 raised to 5 over 2. Or it could be also written as 1 over 2 square. Sorry, you can keep the 5 right there, keep the 5 this way, and write this raised to half, which is 1 over square root of 2 raised to 5, which is 1 over square root of 32. And everything is positive, be careful. This is one way, or you could also write this as uh, 1 over 2 raised to half and the 5 outside. That means this is same as 1 over square root of 2 raised to 5. So this also is correct. Or you could also write this same thing. We could write it as a raised to minus p is 1 over a raised to p. So this could be written as 2 raised to minus 5 over 2. So you have this also is correct. You have this also is correct. You have this also is correct. So different. So you have to figure out. So if you see the multiple choice, so your answers will be this one. This also is correct. This also is correct. Even this is correct, but they did not show us. But this, and this is the correct choices. So I hope that helps. Which are the solution to this equation? So they ask you simple question. Remember, directly we can write this as plus minus square root of 36 and x equals plus minus 6. So the two answers are, one is minus 6 and the other one is x equals plus 6. And you are done because it's like a parabola and it crosses at 36. We want to know when is this, and you can see it is minus 6 and 6. So this and this.